Howdy y'all, Jackson here with Trick Studios, and welcome to the long-delayed 1994 to 1995 edition of the historic college football playoff. The battle for the Orange Bowl will begin with the Cotton Bowl, as the number 1 12-0 Nebraska Cornhuskers look to avenge last season's Orange Bowl loss that cost them a national championship as well as an undefeated season, as they take on the number 4 10-1-1 Florida Gators, whose one-point victory over then number 3 Alabama in the SEC championship game allowed them to hop Colorado in the polls to take the final playoff spot. After the 1 vs 4 matchup, we will head east to New Orleans and the Sugar Bowl, at the number 2 11-0 Penn State Nittany Lions, who have cruised to a currently undefeated season, as well as the Big Ten championship, take on the number 3 Miami, Florida Hurricanes, whose 10-1 season is only marred by an early season home loss to Washington. Now let's get into the games. We will kick things off in Dallas as the number 1 Nebraska Cornhuskers take on the number 4 Florida Gators. Florida would get on the board first, midway through the first, as quarterback Danny Werfel would power forward for a 1-yard touchdown run. Nebraska would respond quickly, though, with a 1-yard touchdown of their own, as recently medically cleared quarterback Tommy Frazier would get the pitch out to Lawrence Phillips for the score. In the second, Nebraska would add another 1-yard option score, as Frazier would once again find Phillips on the pitch out. After a scoreless third, Nebraska would extend their lead to 2 scores in the closing minute of the game. Florida would be unable to move the ball on their final drive, as Nebraska heads to Miami with a 17-7 Cotton Bowl victory. We now head over to New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Sugar Bowl, as number 2 Penn State takes on number 3 Miami. Penn State would start the scoring midway through the first, as quarterback Kerry Collins would find Keyjana Carter out of the backfield, who would slip between 2 defenders and take it to the house for a 46-yard score. Miami would respond on their next drive, as quarterback Frank Costa would find senior wideout Chris Jones at the back of the end zone for a 7-yard score. After a Penn State 3-and-out, Miami would add another score, but this time settling for a 45-yard field goal. After another Penn State punt, Miami would be pinned back at their own goal line, but after being flushed to the pocket, quarterback Frank Costa would once again find Jones open, this time over the middle, and he would outrun the defenders for a 98-yard score to extend the Miami lead to 10. Penn State would put together another drive, though, capping it off as Kerry Collins would find fullback John Whitman, who would be able to get in for the score. As the first half was coming to a close, quarterback Kerry Collins would make a poor throw on a streak pattern, being picked off by Carlos Jones, who would be able to find his way into the end zone. The second half would start poorly for the Nittany Lions, as they are forced to punt on their first possession, and Miami returner Jimani German would hurdle the first Penn State defender, and then outrun the coverage team for a Miami score. In the final minutes of the third, Miami would add yet another score, as Frank Costa would once again find an open Chris Jones in the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown. Penn State would never get back into the game, as Miami would cruise to a 52-28 Sugar Bowl victory over previously undefeated Penn State, as they looked to take on number 1 Nebraska in an odd home national championship game in the Orange Bowl. And with that, the 1994-1995 national championship was once again number 1 Nebraska versus number 3 Miami. And as this was the real game, I have to stick with the real results. So Nebraska, down 17-7, goes on to score 17 unanswered points to end the game, as they clinch Tom Osborne's first national championship with a 24-17 Orange Bowl victory over the hometown Miami Hurricanes. Thank you all for watching. I promise to get the next one of these out much sooner than this one. If you don't know, I have historic college football playoff videos for all the seasons after this one, as well as 18 playoffs for the seasons in which the playoff already existed. I also have a host of other football content, such as news, history, and other hypothetical games, most notably current editions of the Chicago College All-Star Game, as well as some film reviews and political videos, but you don't really have to watch those if you're not interested. Please consider subscribing if you have not, and leaving a like if you enjoyed the videos, hitting the dislike if your team lost or you hate my voice, and leaving a comment about either the video or not. No matter what, they're all appreciated. Once again, thank you for watching, and bye.